everyone, this is Luminous coming at you once again with a Dota commentary, and we are in round 2 of ESWC Group A2, Group A, and this is the match between MYM and Nirvana International. Now, before I get onto with this game, a little background information. How ESWC is played is that there is 14 teams divided into groups of 4, and each group, the top 2 highest winners will advance into these groups. And we are in day 2, so that means both MYM and Nirvana International are those winning teams from the respective groups, and they are facing off here. Before I go into the picks here, I want to talk about all of the 8 winners that advanced here so far. So this is a bit of spoiler, but I think by the time that this video is released, I'm sure you guys already know the result of ESWC and everything. So in Group 1, we have MYM, Nirvana International, Nirvana Malaysia, and Online Kingdom. So none of these teams come off a shocker here. We didn't have any dark horses coming out, which is a bit disappointing, but it's also good to see that despite being best of 1, we do have the better teams winning, which is great. In the group 2, I think that's called the group of death. Basically, we had the DTS, Lost, eHome, and Aeon SG, all very high caliber teams, and all the teams that they were really looking forward to win it. So that's really a group of death, and teams in Group A here have a better advantage, better due to bracketing and luck, and I guess to make it to the final round. But we're not here to talk about that. Let's move right back into the picks and bans. So far, we see have MYM banning both Morphling and the Beastmaster. Now, Morphling, Nirvana International has been using it as more of a stable carry now. Pushes very well. It's quite tough to gank, both due to waveform and the replicate. And of course the morph ability as well. So Morphling, it's a very tough hero, carry hero to gank. Pushes very well, farms up really well. So it's a very safe ban for MYM to ban it. Also, Beastmaster, banning it more due to like the personal ability of Demon there. One of the better Beastmasters out there. Last time I see him, he wasn't microing all too properly, but you can never count out Demon or any professional player just like that. Of course, Templar Assassin. Last time we saw Nirvana on this minus armor strategy was in day 1 of ESWC, where they pulled it off against CTS. It was some spectacular Templar Assassin play by Karok, playing in the playing in the dark green color, and maybe they're fearing a minus armor strategy. MYM does like to push, so they're more of the mid game team, and the Templar Assassin is a very strong mid game hero, so maybe they're afraid of that and does choosing to ban it. Meanwhile, moving to fierce bans real fast, we see Nevermore, Chen. Nevermore and Chen both very poked towards the MYM bans, and MYM has been really first picking Nevermore whenever they can due to both Playmate and Baby Knight's supreme Nevermore skills. They really like Nevermore because they could farm really well, push really well, which goes along with the MYM push strat. Of course, Chen, Melk's Chen is just one of the best heroes, best heroes that he can play, and it's very a scary thing. And the last two pen is nothing too surprising to Doom. It's been whenever it's not banned is always picked, and he's a counter to every hero. So Fair decides to ban it. Don't want him to wreck the strategy. And of course, Vice is just banned as well. Because Vice is a very good hero. So now all of these bans, most of these bans are directed towards very directed towards players, I feel. And there's a late game a Storm Spirit ban, which again, I don't need to cover why Storm Spirit is such a great hero, but the best thing about Storm Spirit is a long range initiation. It's really hard to keep Storm Spirit pinned down to one place once he gets his Lincoln. So, and it's really good for mobility and everything. So MYM bans that. And again, Nirvana goes with the Necrolite first pick. I'm not sure they did it against DTS as well, and I'm not too sure. I mean, in my opinion, there are better heroes in the pool, more worthy of the first pick. However, picking Necrolite first kind of limits the MYM team. They can't really go too tanky. I know the Alchemist is still in the pool, and Alchemist has been the news of this ESWC, perma-picked or perma-banned, and that's how Alchemist is, man. A great hero, can push, can farm, and it's a tanky carry. And So the Necrolite first pick might be a you know, kind of a response to predicting a Necrolite pick, but it looks like MYM will be going toward more the squishy side, going with the Windrunner and the Pugna here. Now the Windrunner, we see Euro teams first picking it all day long. Again, I'm still quite baffled as to why, other than the insane popularity surge that it's been getting. And she's a great hero on paper. Got stun, got nuke, got a DPS ultimate, got a escape skill. But really, it takes a lot of farm to make Windrunner a great hero, and I don't think she deserves the first pick that she's been getting. And it's really interesting to see how MYM takes this hero. Each team takes Windrunner as a different hero, and I'm not sure if they're going to go with a Battle Fury, which I kind of laugh at because it doesn't really make much sense. But the Pugna pick is a very strong counter to the Necrolite. Once that Nether Ward's down, it really hurts the Necrolite, and now the Vol'jin pick. Once their caster ultimate, it just zaps so much of their HP. Again, Pugna, great pushing hero, and let's see, it's probably going to be Melk playing on the Pugna, because I see Melk playing a very, very great Pugna sometime in the past. Again, very pushing oriented hero. Let's see if he's going to go the traditional route of Mecha into an Agamemnon Scepter, or going to go to more of the Hex way. And it looks like Nirvana has, after the Witch Doctor, which is very standard pick nowadays, they're going to go into Dark Seer. Dark Seer, maybe they've been trying out on the scrim. It's a great hero in terms of gaining you mobility, mid-game kind of push, and he can get quite tanky for late-game intelligence heroes as well. Generally, the Dark Seer gets the Vanguard, gets the Pipe, and maybe Shiva's Guard if you can farm for it. But Darkseer is going to be really, really tanky, and I'm starting to kind of question whether MYM could out DPS the Darkseer. Once when the Darkseer runs at your team, you gotta just focus him, because he could wreak so much havoc with the vacuum, with the surges, and ion shell, and all that stuff. And it really worries me whether the MYM team could have enough DPS. Again, MYM team famous for their push strat, and now they're gonna go into a third bottom pick, and MYM loves their bottoms. And the fourth pick, Alchemist. Alchemist picked so late is a bit strange, especially considering that it's picked after a Necrolite. I already covered how Necrolite kind of owns Alchemist due to Heartstopper aura and his Reaper Scythe. So picking Alchemist here, not exactly too sure how MYM will play this. Is it going to be a very heavy carry Alchemist into the Radiance, into a lot of armor and Vanguard and stuff, or is it going to be a more pushing, max the acid spray? Good night. My sister just told me good night. Sorry about that. And yeah, not sure how Alchemist is going to be played here. Again, MYM the pushing team, so I'm guessing it's going to be the acid spray into getting more giving more priority of the spray early to limit heroes in team fights. And not sure how Fear is going to respond here. He only has like 31 seconds left, so we'll see. They really need some big AoE here. They do have the Necrolite, which can dish out a lot of AoE, but they really need to something that could push back the creep wave really quickly. And they're going to go with the Clockwork. I have seen Nirvana go Clockwork in this tournament before. Not sure how they played out, but really Clockwork allows for a long range initiation, about 2,000 range to be exact. And they could really pick off the MYM push strat. The MYM push strat is kind of I push all three of your lanes at once, and because I have leap, because of daggers, because I have wind run, I will be able to survive. And since pushers been gonna be laying down all those wards, I will see if ganks coming. The rattle trap allows you to bypass all of that. 2,000 is a lot. It's really insane range, and you could get past a lot of wards just with your hook shot. And we'll see if that's the truly strat that the Nirvana team's going for, or lately they have been going for more of a ganking strat. And we have seen Nirvana, been ganking really successfully, and the Draw Ranger last pick is more to me as a late game assurance, and it really, if MYM team allows the game to progress into a 40 minute or 50 minutes, then the MYM team is starting to be in trouble, because Drow, as we all know, does so much damage late game, and she doesn't even need all too much item to do it anyways. So I'm not too sure, in this picking stage, once the first after every team picks, it seems like there's a lot of dots, there's a lot of direct counter, and we have Melk versus Fear, so they're once teammate and now enemies in ESWC, so this should be a very good game. Another very good synergy between the Scourge heroes is the It's the Surge with the Rattle Trap. The Battery Assault with Surge is going to catch up to everyone. Going to be some easy cogs if they could grab Pugna, if you grab a Pusher's Hero, whoever Pusher is playing. I'm pretty sure they're picking Pusher's Hero at the moment. Yeah, if they could grab those heroes, it's going to be a Vengeful Spirit. So